Fishing tournaments are not just for the summer, but no matter the season, the Game and Fish Department does have some regulations for those hosting ice fishing tournaments too. Joining us with the details is Doug Leier from the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. Thanks for coming in.
You're welcome.
When you first were talking about fishing tournaments, I was thinking open water immediately, right. Wishful thinking, but a lot of people like to have ice fishing derbies as well.
It is kind of a way to generate some interest when it gets really cold and it's like, why would I want to go outside in this and go fishing? And people put on, ice fishing tournaments, ice fishing derbies from Jamestown to Devil's Lake and really all across the Midwest. Just another kind of little incentive to get people out the door to go out and do a little bit of ice fishing. So it is kind of popular this time of year.
So how big does it have to be to need a permit?
Well, and that's one of the things. There's a difference between just a couple of guys and maybe a couple of fish houses saying that let's put some money on whoever catches the first fish. When you start having more than 49 people, if you have 50 people plus in your ice fishing tournament, if you're going to charge more than a $5 fee to be in your ice fishing tournament, that's when we start having a permit process. And people go, man, really? And the point is the fact that we could have so many tournaments and tournaments going on at the same time at the same place, and they start to overlap. And while it might not seem that necessary for maybe some small group of guys, when it gets to be bigger on some larger bodies of water, that's when we need to have a little more regulation involved, Lisa.
Is the process very difficult?
It really isn't, and it really isn't. And again, this is not something that's meant to prohibit people from their lake having just a few fish houses get together. This is for anything kind of in the larger in size. And it's a short permit. We do require that those be in 30 days ahead of time, so it's not something that you can decide to have a fishing tournament on Friday and get the paperwork in on Thursday. You need to put a little time and effort into it ahead of time. But again, there's a method to it all.
What lakes do you see the most? You said maybe a small one, it wouldn't be a big deal.
But that's kind of the fun thing, is we have small lakes around, from Castleton Reservoir to Brewer Lake that might have an ice fishing derby. And there's some really popular ones in some of the bigger waters, Jamestown Reservoir, Lake Ashtabula, Devil's Lake. It's kind of a popular way to generate interest, to draw people to get outdoors and enjoy the ice fishing this time of year.
Great reminder to get your permit, at least do a little research. You need that month in advance anyway to promote it.
Yep, absolutely. Good point.
Thanks, Doug Leier.
You're welcome.